How do you decide what the actual kind of theme or topic that you're going to cover in your book actually is?
I have so many stories in my head. I'm also that writer. I'm the person who listens to NPR in my car too. You may have already figured that out. Um, but once I have them, I get characters, I get random storylines, and I think of them like little snowballs rolling around in my head until they get big enough to be a story. So by that point, like the characters and the theme, they've kind of run into each other. And so I don't think I'm like actively picking a theme, kind of the way we don't actively make a lot of decisions. So I'm sure it's in there, but I'm also a firm believer, like I listen to people teaching and they're like, this is plot and this is character. And I'm a firm believer that they have to be much more intertwined because the character's actions drive the plot. So they have to be appropriate. And I do read like some suspense and even romance where the character's actions don't drive the plot. And I'm not a fan of those. I feel like they're not well enough constructed.
Yeah, I totally
So,
agree with that. And that's something that I think about when I'm writing my stories and when we
mhm.
teach writing at the writer's mindset and the writer's cookbook as well. Like, if your characters aren't making an impact on the plot, then it just feels like they're lacking some kind of agency or control over their own life. And no one has that little control over their own life. They just sometimes don't want that control.
Yeah. And I get that, like, and we've all had it in our real lives. Things happen to us, things that we didn't expect and weren't prepared for, but we're each going to react to it differently. And that changes the outcome. So I think we have to wind those two together. And I think when we do wind those two together, like the themes really come in. What is this character struggling with? What do they have to overcome? And I do try to like take all of the craft that I have, I have done that. I had done the craft classes and all of it, and I love it. But I try to take that and say, like, okay, well, how does this work with that? And so there is an overlay layer that's actually conscious of that. But the initial underlying theme of it and the characters, they've all kind of rolled together. And sometimes I have a couple, and sometimes I just have her, and I'm like, well, she can sit in my head until she meets somebody.